If not, as always, hope it gets better for you. We let the cat out. But welcome to another Friday Night Live Q&A, where I'm here to help you guys with your aquarium keeping questions, whatever they may be. Let me get settled here. Get you guys put down. Let's see. Here's the spot. Here's the spot. Oh, my remote. Oh, there we go. All right, but anyways, hope you guys are all doing good. And truly, if not, hope it gets better for you. Well, good to see you guys in the chat. Let me go ahead and get into the live chat. And on the TV today, now I know I did get a comment. Somebody said they thought the TV was a little distracting. It was only one comment. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys like the TV being played in the background or not? For me, I don't know, maybe I'm a little ADHD, or I just like to have a lot of things to look at. I often watch things in 2x speed myself. So I figured, and I think, to me, as far as what I like, I think it adds a little je ne sais quoi. So I'm gonna go ahead and play Gary Lang's old fish room back there for you guys, why I'm here and able to help you guys. And as always, if I don't know somebody or something, there's always somebody in the chat that may know the answer. So thank God for you all being here. And so hello, see you guys coming in. Not seeing any questions yet, but as far as what's been going on around here, been working on the back end of trying to get the next big dream part of all this to get rolling, or at least really get a good perspective of it, which just means more tanks, because you guys know, never enough aquariums. And how about that Oscar at the beginning there? I know some of you guys just rolling in did not get to see the Oscar, but we could always show them later too. But he seems to be doing good. I can't wait to get him into a bigger space. I feel like that 75 gallon is kind of small for him, but we will upgrade him. He's actually only here for the winter because I didn't want to leave him outside. He was in a huge pond over the summer and ate really good, especially on some tadpoles and stuff. So I do want to get him back outside, even though he's kind of in my barb breeding pond. So I'm gonna have to figure out another pond for him probably here in the future. I would like to find a mate, but he actually killed his mate that I got with him. And I feel like now at the size he is at, I'm gonna have to find an Oscar towards the same size. Fish Dream says Oscar needs a name. So the Oscar does have a name. The name is Lava. Wesley named him. Wesley had two of them. What was it? Volcano and Lava. Because I guess that's what the colors reminded him of. And he thought was cool names, which we thought was cool too. And Wesley's my son, for those who do not know who that is. And so he kind of outgrew that 55 gallon he was in my son's tank, and then that's how he ended out into the pond. Then now we're just gonna house him for the winter here in the 75. His name is Lava. Joshua Hawkins 7390 says, do you have any opinions about African banded barbs? I was gifted 6 of them and I can't find a ton of info on them. So those are actually some really beautiful fish. Those banded barbs are fun to watch. Not really hard to keep, like soft water, hard water. They're not too picky. Most barbs are very tolerant of parameters, so you don't have to worry about them so much. And they can actually go in a pretty wide range of temperatures, so you don't have to really worry about that as well. Now when it comes to breeding things like those barbs, they often tend to be trickle spawners if you're trying to ever try to breed them. Best done in rock piles. Kind of hard to see up here In this tank, there's actually a bunch of rock piles, and there's actually a group of barbs in there, but they'll lay eggs in there. The real trick is keeping them from predating. Then there's other ways to breed it beyond that, which you could actually create like a full-on basket, breeding basket, where you switch it from one pond to another, which I've got videos on that if you're interested, under LRB mascara barbs. And you'll see all kinds of, just type in LRB mascara barb breeding, and then you'll get more of the breeding videos for them in the multiple ways I did it. Also bred them with these rocks here. But the thing about when I bred those barbs, which these mascara barbs are a lot like the 8-banded, same size, same kind of like type of fish. May come from different parts, but as far as it goes, they're still pretty much the same. But this tank, they didn't breed until that tank was like so dirty you couldn't even look into it. When the glass was just so dirty and they felt like they had all the privacy in the world, I actually saw babies coming up naturally, community breeding wise. And for some reason now I just can't get that tank dirty enough to recreate that again. So I've had to go on different ways to breed them. But yeah, as far as those African barbs, you shouldn't have to baby them much. Just make sure you're keeping them in a more natural setup that can handle their waste and has beneficial bacteria and all that stuff in it. Keep your tank too clean, that's when you get into problems. Gary. Yeah, sorry, Gary. TV's a distraction now. I mean, how could it not be? Look at those rainbow fish. Brady T says, Neo shrimp and 10 gallon with some longfin leopardinos, lots of rock and Java moss in the tank. Yeah, I think you've already know what I was pretty much going to say is those rocks. And then with Java moss, that's good for the leopardinos. That, and they don't have real big mouths, so your adults are going to be really easily kept with those. And the babies, especially with the moss and the rocks, they can stay lower and not be as predated. That and the danios tend to stay up at the top. But no, that'll be a good combo tank. For sure. Aquarium Fantasy says, Lucas, how was your week? So my week was pretty good, although I was getting over an injury. I don't know if you guys remember me saying that my leg was hurting last Friday, but I had just now started being able to actually sit Indian style. I don't know what I did to it, but I overextended it. I had termites trying to get in my barn, and I was treating them and trying to deal with them. I think that's when I overextended it. And luckily, finally got those guys all dealt with. This cold weather, they always try to get in here. But still got baby axolotls all over the fish room. I'm real excited about that. Got them going. I've got a actually really good system of Daphnia going too. That has been working phenomenally for me. Now I've got a bunch of brine shrimp, live brine, that I got from the club meeting last Saturday. That's why I had the short Friday live stream last week. That's because I was going to a club meeting, which I actually did shoot some footage of, and I just got to put it together for you guys and put it out. With the weather and stuff, I don't know. I've been kind of slow on putting out videos just because it's just been cold. Just feel like I want to hibernate. But anyways, beyond that, super excited to have the axolotls around the fish room. But I would say it's been a pretty good week. Been getting a lot of little things done too. And it's kind of sucks, like when you're working on big things in the background. I'm not very good at like holding those kind of back as like a secret. Let's just say. I got some designs laid out that I'm just ready to make fruition. Although I'm not in too much of a hurry because I still got other stuff to do. But the future is looking pretty awesome. Not that it hasn't been. But the trains are chugging. Swamp Rabbit Aquatics says, have you ever kept pygmy sunfish, and what killifish do you have right now? So the only killifish that I have right now is a few shelis, the Funnelopantchex shelis, and I have like a male Lamontii. Oh, and then I've got like some Saccharamides. I got like some stragglers, like a male or female of this. Whole 75 full of those. Besides that, I'm not really breeding much with the killifish. I feel like there's more people doing it now that I don't have to feel as pressed to do it. That and the demand for it on my end was kind of slowing down. And I'm trying to get rid of all my jumpers. I don't want anything that I have to have tops on either. And they're definitely like one of those fish you gotta have a top on. And as far as the pygmy sunfish, I have not kept a pygmy sunfish. We do have them in our natural ponds out back, but I've never actually kept them in a tank. Man, I know that tank looks so bad. It actually looks good compared to what it had been. Between the goldfish and those loaches, I just can't. Without a filter, I can't keep it down. Although I got this one looking better because I actually did put a power head into that thing and polishing it off. Maybe I'll polish this off with the power head at some point. Oh, TV. Can't forget the TV. All right. Leopardo says, what's up, Lucas? The Ivan Cara by Maculata Fry are still going strong. They're growing bigger and soon gonna try to move them in a 20 long. When they're ready, I'll send you a nice group of them. That sounds awesome. I'll be excited. I did see where you were kind of waiting to grow them up, and just been kind of waiting for you to hit me up. And I know that doesn't happen overnight. One thing people don't realize is when you're breeding fish, it's not that easy to keep things in stock, especially if you got a website, if you're just breeding fish. And this is how I really know, like, if people are really flipping fish or if they're actually breeding fish, because it does take a long time for them to grow up, grow out. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not like in the video games. Well, that would be pretty crazy if it was. Oh, nice. Got a Micron carbon block filter in the mail, too. That'll be handy. Danican, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Covering well. Rainbow fish are beautiful, right? Look at those. There's actually, these fish actually have something to do with like my next big plans too. Because many of you guys have been following me a long time know that they have always been a major love of mine. And reason why I want to do the next big thing has a lot to do with them too. Not to mention a bunch of other reasons. Aquarium Fantasy says, are you making a video on the baby axolotl? So I've already got a short shot of it. And you know, that's what really kind of, it's like you either got to film it in the short form or it's really hard to get it into the long form, because if you try to format it into one or the other, it just doesn't fit and people just don't like it for the mass part if you're really trying to get traction on your videos. But I should actually try to make like a actual horizontal. I do need to period point blank make an axolotl video just talking all about them, period. That will happen either way. But you know, that's a good reminder of what I should put in the chamber sooner than later, as far as what I'm going to knock out. Because although this next big project that's going to be for LRB Aquatics and what we do here, it won't take up my time like that backyard build did, like that enclosure did. So I will actually have more time to focus towards this and what all's around me. Which is exciting to me, period. But you know, I've been through burnout and all that stuff, and to like be past that and beyond that and as happy and ecstatic about what I'm going to be doing here in the future is like a feeling, I don't know, it's kind of new for me, really, in a sense. Ty Horton says, I was watching one of your past live streams and you mentioned having a lot to mow. Have you considered planting some native wildflowers in a section of your yard to attract wildlife and mow less? So actually, we don't mow a whole lot. It's just we have 30 acres. And so it's just a lot, period. Even what we do mow, like the trails and stuff. So it is all kind of native here. It's kind of like a native grassland, Serengeti kind of feel. And just kind of mow a spot around the barn, around the house, and then trails around the ponds and between the barn and stuff. Which I love it that way. The textures between the seasons and the plants that you see. Oh, I just love it. Absolutely love it. And it's so much better for nature, too. Dave O'Do says, I tried to buy some of your Arutu Sudami Ghoul, but the website won't let me add to cart. Is it broke or something? Try to do it now. We'll see. If you do it here on the website or on the live and walk you through it, because should do it. Actually pulled a bunch of those Arutus out of the tanks this week and got them into one tank. They're got a lot more size on them than I thought they did. But there should be 5 pairs on the website. And I had somebody eat or message me on the website as well asking for them. And, you know, still nobody put them in the cart. But I just figured that's the weather. So as far as up north, I can't quite ship to you guys up north yet. You can put your order in, get them while you can. But as far as shipping, when it gets into the single digits, the 10s, 20s, and like 30s as highs, it gets kind of rough, even with the 96-hour heat packs. But when it's like 30s and 40s, it's not so bad. But I did get my southern shipments out, which we didn't have a whole lot of shipments. But the north ones I was not able to ship this week. Michelle Angel says, what color are your axolotls? So I've got them of many colors. Matter of fact, let's go look at some axolotls. Or wait, you guys probably want to watch rainbow fish. See, too much to look at around here. I guess I'll just show them to you though. See these fat hatchet fish? These are on the bucket list too. I'll try not to get distracted too much on the way out. Geophagus, big Denisoni down there. It's these Geophagus that just keep this tank like this. You can see we're spitting stuff out. There with that Denisoni, kind of like a shark. Dun, 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 dun. Got one single one. Had them for quite some time now. Somebody needed to rehome them. I was hoping those hatchet fish come back up. Oh God, my knees. I don't know what happened to me like this past week. My knees just like trying to be done with me. Anyways, on to the axolotl tank. Just look at that pearlweed. Delicious. There's one. So that's one of the GFBs, I believe. And what would you call this one? purple one. I don't know what you would call that one. It's not quite black like that one. Honestly, I'm not too good at the names of the morphs of the axolotls. Little pinky. Little speckled pinky. A GFB. Can't really see the speckles much. I don't know. How's it? Hopefully the video is able to pick it up. I'm gonna tell, but it won't zoom in. That one's got more speckles. See a couple antlers floating around. Old man eye crypt down there. Do they interact with you? A little bit when they come up here, but mostly just for food. I don't sit there and try to pet them or nothing. I don't think you're really supposed to pet them much because they're just soft bodies. Especially if you put stuff on your hands. Real absorbent. I don't really mess with them like that. They're always doing adorable things. Why am I only... Let's see. They're really good at hiding too. Oh yeah, there's another one. There's like two more up top. You can barely see them there. Here, actually may be able to see one of the babies. Let's see. They blend in so well. I'm not seeing any at the front here. Of course, I do know where I probably will see some. Here, we'll go over here real quick. Do they eat the fish? What do they eat? They do eat fish and shrimp. Oh, there's one right up front. See its little eyeball? Tiny little baby. And then they'll eat like the little microorganisms as far as these babies and stuff. Yeah, King of DIY for sure. Real quiet in here. Here's that Daphnia. Little cycle going here. I got the goldfish up here making the green water. Booming the Daphnia. Oof. You guys weren't supposed to see that yet, but it's working pretty good. Pretty happy about that. Because with Daphnia, it can be a pain to just keep them going sometimes. All right, let me settle down here because when you guys got me working around the fish room. Oh, by the way, there is another pair of axolotls in a 125 behind that 125 I was just showing you full of axolotls. I was going to show that to you, but I got distracted by trying to find the babies. All right, find my spot here. Fish Stream says, Lucas, would you touch on how you are keeping your Daphnia? Oh, well, there you go. Hit the next question. That's how I've been keeping them. So actually, earlier today, that Daphnia tank was looking more clear, kind of clear, cloudier, more white. But then I siphoned the green water down into that. Because since it's right above it, makes it so easy using gravity. And I actually removed the water through the pump I have. So I kind of siphoned the water out. Of course, with the Daphnia, you're going to want to screen when you remove the water. But the reason why this works really well is because when you're doing a water change on Daphnia, which is really hard to do and you just probably shouldn't do it anyway, because the air will get trapped up into their body, their carapace, or whatever you call it, and it can kill a lot of them because they'll get stuck with air in them. Brady T says, will you have any of your yellow Neos available again soon? My son wants yellow, even though I told him the blue would look better on the white sand. Yeah, the yellow, as far as the contrast with white sand, is kind of a tough one to like really stand out. They kind of blend towards that lighter substrate. I mean, the yellows will still kind of pop out, but not as much as like the blues would. But they should be in stock. And I understand, like, if son wants it, that's what you want, right? Because if you can get them into it, all the better. But maybe sprinkle some dark rock on it, or talk to them about maybe adding a little darker substrate to it. And then that would really make those yellows pop. Aquarium Fantasy says, Lucas, what is left for you to finish the outside project? So really, the outside project is just finishing up, putting like the tanks and everything else in, and the tubs, and doing all that. Which that's going to be a slow process as it comes. Well, I appreciate that, Fish Streams. Leopardo says, Lucas, will you have some of the King Yamas available anytime soon? And I'll email you an update for the fry so you can see their progress. So I don't like to mess with them too much while it's real cold, because I kind of go into that hibernation mode. So give it like a month and I should have the King Yamas back up again. King of DIY, Geo. I know you know what Geophagus are. I think you wanted me to pronounce it a different way. Windmillerai or Windmillerai? I think Windmillerai is what they're really called. King of DIY says, Lucas has bad knees. Perfect rematch. Well, I know you can't put a rematch together that fast, so I'll get my knees back by then. And I think I just overdid it by stretching myself out on a ladder. Yeah, right? So dang quiet in here. You could probably hear my knees crackling. Tried it, Dave O'Deuce says, tried it just now, still broke. Okay, I'll have to see what's going on the back end there, because I swear, oh my God, these guys, they're killing me. GoDaddy has been absolutely killing me for quite some time now. And AI's been messing with stuff. And I haven't had the same problem as AI, or maybe I didn't click the right button or something. But as soon as I get off this live, I'll definitely be looking into that. So I don't feel like there's any reason why you shouldn't be able to. Na, 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 na. King of DIY says, I tried a ton of plants, no water change or filters didn't work out for me. For what? What did you try it on? Arc Aquarius says, I have been out of the loop for so long, still have red metallic crib. I do have some red metallic crib. It's been a while since I put it on the website though. I do not have it on the website. I should probably add it to it. This the gym has fish room. Right? I gotta actually get my gym back into its place. With that big project that I was doing with that enclosure, that gym kind of got pushed to the side. King of DIY. That's funny. He's a comedian, that's for sure. Monta B says the Rutu is luminatus. No. Can those be with the forktail rainbow without interbreeding? No, they'll interbreed, and the Arutus are not luminatus. They are pseudomigules. And pseudomigules are actually considered not to be rainbow fish anymore. But the Luminatus and the Arutus are just different Supermigulus. And the King of DIY throwing down a $10 Canadian tip. Oh, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Says, if I fully plant my 2K and toss the piranha in it, will you swim in it, Lucas? It will have a filter, so I understand you refuse the filter thing and all. So I don't refuse the filter thing and all. Just because I don't do it doesn't mean that I refuse it all. Because filters definitely have their place in the hobby and for different things. It's just, nobody's actually did a whole fish room, no filter. Let's face it, nobody was really doing no filter at the time, and it was a whole nother frontier to explore. And as a pioneer, I guess I kind of felt like I had to do that. Or not really that I felt like I had to do it. I wanted to do that. That's where my attraction in this hobby led to. Because that's what I love about this hobby is even though I've been doing it for so long, there's like these journeys and rabbit holes you can go with this hobby that can take you to places that you may not even realize. And I'm not just saying that just on my scale, whether I've got a tank or, just had a couple tanks. There's so much to learn from just this hobby that is applicable to many different other facets of your life. Because it's all connected. But yeah, definitely would not swim with those piranhas for sure. Dude, my feet be looking like some chicken tenders. Although I be getting that Florida tan, my feet rarely see that Florida sun. They be looking like some chicken tenders. But I appreciate the offer. That's very kind of you. Especially for you to super chat me that. Doesn't get any nicer. Well, you got to get me in there first, and then you'll win King of DIY. All right, I am at the bottom of the chat, so if you got a question, that's where I'm at, and I honestly can't believe I caught up with you guys. And we still got, what, 28 minutes? But I guess you guys are all pros now and have all your questions answered. Not much need for me, I guess. I don't know. Don't really have much to ramble on about either. But boy, look at them rainbow fish. We can just sit here and admire Gary Lang's sweet collection. And man, considering his collection, there is just like, he's barely even scratching the surface of that collection. Or what you can collect between the different species of rainbow fish. I'm just going to stop there. Jacob Galley, how do you say that? Says, how are the Pingu guppies doing? So they're doing pretty good. They had some babies. Half of them have pretty much been predated on. And, going slowly but surely in my softer water. Jackson says, how many species of fish do you think you have kept? Oh my God, I have no idea. I don't even know how many species I have now. It's well in the hundreds. Gotta be, through time. Especially with all the clubs. I swear I have come across some of the coolest fish through these aquarium clubs. You want to get the cool ones? That's the best place to find them. Hope Pink says, will houseplants remove too much nutrients and starve the aquarium plants? Nah, there shouldn't be an issue. Because you got to think about minerals and how they're in soils and substrates. Now, say you have something that's inert and maybe you're just doing liquid type of fertilization. Still, I don't think the uptake would be that fast because those minerals actually take a lot of time to break down. And most of the growth they get is from photosynthesis, the light, and water, much more than fertilizers. Which the fertilizers being in there just kind of help them with the uptake of a lot of that. Arc Aquaria says thoughts on bucket ponds, minimum size. I'm restarting after 2 kids in house. Moved South Texas for reference, so similar to Florida. Yeah, I would say that's probably minimum size a bucket pond. You definitely do them. I mean, between the height and stuff, you don't get a whole lot of like surface area, but height and whatnot, you could keep quite a bit of things like guppies and rice fish and some other nano things. Aquarium Fantasy says, Lucas, will you be visiting other fish rooms anytime in the future? Hopefully. Hopefully. I definitely got plans for it. Just when is really the question. Swamp Rabbit Aquatics says, do you grow any red Kambamba varieties? So I don't. Although the Kambamba looks really good. I think it may be illegal in certain states. I can't remember. But if it is, I think that might be the reason why I don't keep them. Oh, and then Lady LRB's in the chat here saying that we have a 40 breeder that was full of 2 aquarium plants battling each other, and a pothos went wild under, then removed the pothos because it was losing. Yeah, if the pothos especially, they start breaking down in your tank, the leaves and stuff, they can actually be problematic. And now, as far as other plants competing against themselves, that's just nature, period. You go look out into the woods and there's constantly natural plant battles going on. Same thing with tanks. Could happen terrestrial or aquatic. Either way, they can battle. Some get along, some don't. There's always that aspect with it as well. Kinky Kong AI says, do you know daisies are back on your site? Also, do you have are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, really? I appreciate you so much for telling me that. But what the heck is going on with my website? These guys are killing me. Monty B says, do you keep any barbs? Which do you favor? So I have the mascara barbs, always been a favorite for me. I love lots of types of barbs. But as far as like braiding wise, I don't keep a mini because that's not just where my focus and breeding's at. So really those are, I think, the only barbs I have. I don't think I have any other barbs. Yep. Man, you guys, I don't know what is going on my website. I can't believe those Daisy blue rice fish are back up there. And then you guys ain't able to put stuff in a cart. Could explain why I only had like 3 orders last week. And I had some other people saying that they couldn't put stuff in a cart. And it's usually if there's not enough in stock that you can't put it in the cart. Oh, those melon barbs. Those are beautiful. I love those. See, that's the thing why I say there's never enough tanks. Like, seriously, it's such a hodgepodge in here just for the fact that even with this many tanks, I can't organize it to the point that, like, I'm really even barely scratching the surface of types of stuff to breed and keep. Approximately how many species are there of the rainbow fish? I don't know. That's a really good question. I do not know that. Random Accountable says Pseudo Regule or Route 2 are on the website too, but it is showing an error. Like, I kind of want to just go over there and get into it now. Like, I'm fighting that so much. Mr. Matthew, oh my gosh, Mr. Matthew, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Much love, appreciate that. I don't even got a question, just throwing it down. Real one right there. Thank you. Let's see. I think those are the Arutus up there, actually. Where are those? Oh no, those are the Cyanidorialis, I think. Those are more the saltwater ones. 1,000 tanks might be enough. I think so. I think that would be. I mean, it would be enough to keep some things of some things. But like, let's face it, like there's no way to keep it all. That's for sure. You can try. I'm definitely gonna try. I don't know if I'll be close to 1,000 tanks by the time the next thing gets done or not. Who's really counting? I appreciate that, Mr. Matthew. Thanks, man. Lucas, what is the old tank you have? What is the old tank I have? What do you mean, what is the old tank I have? Like the oldest tank? Which actually, they're actually outside. And they're actually holding up really well. I got this old school oak frame 75 like a long time ago that I had even roll painted the trim on and stuff from before I even started YouTube. Actually, I think that one's sitting in half water because the bottom panel did finally blow out like over the summer. But it's still going. It's got a ton of Mexican light bearers in it. Then as far as in here, God, I don't know. They're nowhere near close to as old as the other ones. And you know, when I moved, a lot of them got kind of put here and there as I built up. Jackson says, why don't you breed Corys? So, big reason why I don't breed Corys is the simple fact that with no filter aquariums, they kick up so much mold. All might look like this. They would all look like that with Corydoras. Now, they would absolutely breed and love it. And I have done it with rock piles as well, and even community bred them. But it doesn't look very good. So if I had like, I don't know, that would be cool too. That's something I didn't think about, is creating like a dirty fish tank room where like I knew all the tanks would end up looking like that. But that's the main reason why I don't breed Corys. That, and you really got to fetch the eggs on them things too. So they are a bit more labor intensive. Aquarium Fantasy says, Lucas, are you still breeding Plecos? So I haven't really focused on breeding those. Those are ones that I do plan on focus on breeding. Yeah, Kinky, I think she was mentioning the Root 2s, how they were coming up as error. Well, it is what it is. I'll have to get to it after this. And I am at the bottom of the chat, so if you got a question, that's where I'm at. If not, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Guess we could look at some fish. You guys want to look at some fish? That's why you guys don't talk anymore, huh? You guys just want to look at fish. Ooh. Well, I'm glad to know that you guys don't have so many questions, I guess. Little angelfish. I wish these guys would do something again. They're all tough about breeding before. They bred a couple of times in here. Matter of fact, they may have bred in here, and I haven't even realized it. Might not until they actually be good about being parents. I wonder if we can find a little baby goldfish. I put a ton of eggs in here, and there's like only one. He was out earlier. Not seeing any. I do got some sentiensis in here, though. Now these are rare rainbow fish. With their colors, they look amazing with the contrast of this algae and this bow. These guys should be breeding for me, hopefully. Run off now. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Cali rums. Big breeding group of Cali rum. Mr. Matthew says, when will you have some tricolor rice fish on the website? Hopefully this spring. If not, may not be until fall or summer. We'll see how it goes. I've been kind of hoarding them. Now that I got space to move things out. We may just do that. Actually, let me just sit here. My old buddy, already chat. Yeah, with those tricolors, it's been hard for me to let go. So I've been trying to use some for this, use some for that, see what I get with this. Yeah, that's old lava. It's getting bigger. He doesn't like any of his plants to be planted. Although there is a few still planted. Tiger valve too. Look how tigery that is. It's trying to grow. Like food? Are you food? This is a no filter aquarium. Those people say you can't do it with Oscars. Now, I will admit it's not that easy to do it with the Oscars as far as trying to get it to be balanced out and not create a bunch of algae. And that's mostly because there's a lot of plants in here. It's balanced well. And these are faster growing types of plants. So the pearlweed grows quite a bit faster, and then the valve's more of a moderate growth. And they absorb pretty much anything this guy's gonna waste. And you can see his tank. Actually, the only thing, he does have some bits of food down there. But as far as waste, the waste naturally gets eaten for the most part through all the microorganisms and biology within the system. That's how it all works. That's how I do all these tanks like I do them. It's nothing like too crazy that I really do. It's not real hard. Hey dude, little rope fish. Thanks, Kinky. He is a looker, ain't he? You hear that? It's talking about you, dude. Yeah, right. It's like, see, Father, I left you some planted plants. He did all along the edge too, like all along this edge back there. There's some, and then up around this front edge. But as far as in between, there's like nothing. And I know it's not real easy to see, probably, but dun. I feel like he's gonna be like Captain Cranky Pants was for Rachel O'Leary. Or he's just one of those Oscars you can't put him with anything. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll try to get him a mate. I don't know. I don't know how to tell male or female from him. Any of you guys know? That's a male or female? How do you tell male and female Oscars? It's like, oh, what are you saying about me? Can I eat you? Can I eat you? Careful, who's gonna eat here? Who's gonna eat who here, buddy? He's got a couple of fillets on him. Just kidding, just kidding. Yeah, the algae escape tanks are cool. I like them. They're natural. I mean, look at that. That's a nice algae escape tank. How's this guy doing? Well, you beat up a little bit. I'm gonna have to take you out. He's actually in here with a glossolepis not a maculosus, but a Dorothei. And put them in here to see if they would do all right together. But this guy has always been kind of a butthole. Murdered his wife. Where is the other rainbow? Oh, there he is. He's back there. Let's see if there. See him back there. Come on up here, buddy. He probably don't come up here with this guy. Looks like I'm gonna have to remove him because that's definitely fighting on the end of the tail and biting. Now I do have catfish in here too, but catfish don't really do that. Well, at least I got to see that. It's funny, all you guys in here, probably the most I've had at night. I mean, all night. Not even answering questions. Guess I'll just shut up and show fish, right? Just shut up and show the fish. Which I don't blame you. Look at that. They look like they're floating. Pretty little babies. Those ghost sharks, those are cool. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Iman Hutton says, how are the Synodontists? You got them to breed, right? I mean, I have had them breed, but I haven't for a long time. Looks like they've been pooping in their egg trap. I haven't cleaned it out in a long time. Looks like there's snails in there. So I should probably actually try to do that sooner or later. Oh, there's one. I'm like, why can't I even see one? Like, they're not that small. Boy, they hide real well. There's another one back there. See, they hide all up and have like tunnels within here. Cozy little algae houses. See, how could you not want this for your fish? But yeah, I've got to get that cleaned out. Their babies are actually back here. Which I don't know if we'll be able to see or not. I got baby rainbow fish in there, been getting bigger. Melanitania goldii Kai. Let's talk about an awesome rainbow fish. That's one of the all-time best ever. Hey, Notes. You guys feeling good yet? I feel like they're feeling pretty. They are looking pretty. Alright, let's see. I am not seeing any catfish in here. There's got to be at least 20 or so. Well, with these cribs, they hide. Ooh, here we go. Found you. So those were some babies, and they've been getting bigger. Not quite babies anymore, and their genetics are fairly mixed as far as the depth of them. Actually, those are the ones I really want to breed. Tiny little baby. But yeah, I gotta get rid of some of this Brazilian pennywort. This stuff is growing like bananas in here. Great floating plant. Look at these fire reds. Tasty, tasty. Goldfish, why you always go to sleep when we're live? Always wanting to show them, but they're always not where I want to be. They're clear over here, all of them, sleeping on the bottom. Check them out. Oh, that front's so dirty. Look how they're, one, two, they're all in bed. There you go, it's nighttime. It's kind of wild to see them all sleeping together. I thought they spread out more than that. Honestly, I spend my time doing a lot of other things that I really don't spend as much time looking into my tanks like I probably should. There's a hatchet fish. There's a whole group in there. Look how beefy he is. Now, he is a jumper. Those I might make exceptions for, as far as, you know, I said I don't want no jumping fish. Those are kind of on the bucket list. Breeding bucket list. Your fish look like it's seen things. Which one? Oh, that rainbow fish down there? Yeah. I gotta take care of him. Another thing to do after I get off here. And then these guys. Your tank scraping. They still look beautiful through there. And I don't know what happened to my clown loaches. I had a nice group of them. But I'm almost thinking these two murdered everybody else. So I think these two clown loaches may have paired out. Look how healthy they look. I mean, there's nothing telling me otherwise. That the other, I think it was like 3 or 4 other ones, they were like dying. One day, there was one dead. Next day, there was like 2 dead. And then the day after that, there was another one dead. But then we just got these 2. Nothing wrong with them. No problem. One's kind of smaller, one's kind of bigger. For me, that kind of tells me male, female. And usually the females are the bigger ones. And you know that happens in the fish tanks quite often, especially like community tanks. Well, we'll get this random death that happens into our aquarium and we're like, oh my God, why did this happen? Oh, gotta nuke the whole thing. The sky's falling. And sometimes they just unfortunately murder each other through territorial breeding behaviors and whatnot. It's unfortunate, but it does happen. That's why looking at the body of any deceased fish is the best way to figure out, like, okay, is there like a red open wound that maybe looks like a wormhole? I mean, rarely do they murder another fish to the point that they have just like one exit wound or something like that, or if it has like ick on it. The body will tell you a lot as far as what could have happened with the death. Also, like, how did the death happen? Like, is it just one of my fish? A couple of my fish? I've had before where there's been tetra battles, where I've had tetra groups like this together. And for instance, it was blue tetras and glow tetras. One day there was like 4 blue tetras dead and like 8 or 12 of the other tetras, glow light tetras, dead. I'm just like, why did all these tetras die, but then all the other fish be fine? And it was like that night, for some reason, it was the Jets versus the Sharks, and they just battled, went full gangland. Yeah, you got to be a fish forensic detective. Yeah, sometimes when that kind of stuff happens, if you want to keep from nuking your tank and causing more problems. Yeah, everyone hit that like button. I appreciate that, Aquarium Fantasy. Remind them all. $69 of you in here. We got 40 likes. Can we get some more? Can we get some more? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's tell YouTube this is actually worth watching. Big old rope fish. Hey, buddy. Actually, man, see, I want to get these guys in a new tank, but then, like, look at this. How adorable is that? Like, I feel like this is really fitting for them. Just that algae, that fluffed up algae and pearlweed combo. They love it. I kind of need to get like a live fish or like shrimp, more of that in here. Maybe I could get them to community breed if there's like more live food. Some little baby silfin shiners. You guys are little. So little. Guppy beast. It's funny. Yeah, I don't blame you either, bud. Dun, dun, dun. This cool little algae scape with the red in it. I think that's Rotalia hurrah. Tell you what, for Rotalia, it's pretty tough for Rotalia. We're giving it the works, and it's been still here. Gold ring Daniels. Albino rice fish, one of my prized possessions. Very rare. How many of those out there? Agrophilia archeata. Like 1,000 steaks, but you can see one down there in the center. Oh, there's 2. It's trying to come out of the woodwork. These things are gorgeous, though. Actually, don't even have a picture of them on the website, which I need to get. It was one of those ones AI erased on me. Need to reset this tank. I don't even sell Anacris. Actually, I don't know if I thought I put it on the website at one point. I need to. There's a pygmy loach in here somewhere. I was gonna breed them, but then never did get any more of them. Daffodil, Burchardine. Yeah, see, you guys haven't really asked any questions since I've been doing this. You guys are funny. Iman Hutton says, the Synodontists look awesome. Do you still have a tank with tons of Taiwan lily? I see it in a few of your tanks, but I remember one that was wall-to-wall Taiwan lily. Any tricks for growing it? So actually that tank, man, it ended up going down. There was just too much Taiwan lily, really suffocated it. This is what it is now. turned into a massive algae mat. Now I do have some Taiwan lilies still growing, but the way I got that started was I just planted a bunch of it around to the point that it just did nothing but propagate for the longest time. And if you don't like cut the stuff back, it will choke itself out. And like here, there's just all kinds of plants battling for each other, like the Moneri, there's Riccia in there, there's Brazilian pennywort. There's actually nothing at the bottom, which I kind of really like these tanks. Leaves a lot of open space for the fish, but then you get all the natural benefit and abilities from the plants and stuff at top. Well, see, can you guys see those little babies at the top? Just tiny little babies. I need to collect them. Aquarium Fantasy says, Lucas, would you compete in the shrimp competition in the future with your nice shrimp? Probably not. Probably not. I haven't done that in such a long time. Just having the time for it and dealing with it. I don't know, maybe one day again I will, but I haven't even really thought about that in a long time. Because the windows, like, you really gotta, like, take time to, like, collect them, collect the right ones. These are awesome, though. I may have some of these on the website. Once it gets warmer, I'll be offering some of these, which have not been offered in a long time, if ever, at least for me. What are these rainbows? These are the Synergo rainbows. Gorgeous little babies. Look at this nuri mat I'm working on. It's a beaut. These are the goldie-eyed Akai, the rainbow fish that you saw babies of with the catfish. Got 2 adults there. The colors aren't on much right now with it being as light. Their light is actually usually off at this time. But man, when these guys are turned on, especially in the morning, the colors are amazing. Alright, looks like that light's going off. Luigi Archiata is one of your favorites too, yeah. So with you, Fish Streams, I love them. I love it too. Just so nice looking. I mean, as far as a plant that's like easy to grow, a stem plant, and a lot of color. And you know, a lot of those stem plants just have like solid colors, like the red hurrah. I like the, as it changes, the contrast with the green and the reds, and the golds and the yellows. It's gorgeous. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So is that purple mosaic. Guppy, is that a baby? Did I see a baby? Oh, you're a little big baby, huh? What? You're that big. You guys been predating that much that that's the only guy you let be? Look at the female, though. Look at that. That's the female. Look at the top fin, back fin. Now, he ain't really showing his color that well because he's behind the light. Get him in front of the light. It's a different story. Come on. Oh, there's the purple a little bit. I don't know why it's showing more gray on the camera. There you can kind of see it further back. Yeah. Wagging that wagon. Blue Dreams galore. God, glare galore. Oh, here. Oh, the Blue Dreams. Solid line. Losa Crip. I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to start naming these LRB Friday night show and tells. It's a Q&A. Oh man. All right. Let me scroll through this real quick. Make sure I'm not missing nothing. Any tips on breeding micro geophagus? So honestly, I've never ever bred them, but I imagine they breed a lot like geophagus. Are they earth movers or I don't know, but they tend to lay eggs like most cichlids, kind of like angelfish do, where they find like a rock, a branch, something slanted, and then lay their eggs. As the female lays them across something, the male will go over them. Best thing to do is just make them happy, make them feel comfortable. Live feed them, probably softer water for the eggs to hatch out. And mid or high 70s to low 80s. And cold water triggers probably might actually help spawn them sometimes too if they're being stubborn. But one thing is always you have to wait till they get old enough to breed. Many people will try to breed things that just aren't even close to being old enough to breed. Aquarium Fantasy says, Lucas, did you fix your golf cart? I have not. It is not high on my priority list. So one day I may, I don't know. But I'm gonna hop off here. Thank you all for joining for this Q&A, or S&T as Kinky said. Hope you guys may have learned something or liked what you looked at. Until next time, peace. Have a good one. Have a good weekend.